Thanks for buzzing on in to the Skunk Juice Studio. This week we have an important topic to share with you that we kind of take for granted, but we need to have are the bees, right? So let's find out a little bit more about what we need the bees, right? So we have this book this week called Give Bees a Chance, right? Yes. So let's read Give Bees a Chance. This is my best buddy Edgar. We love all the same things, like board games, like dinosaurs, strawberries, and honey. And of course, bees. Except, I really don't like bees. Sure you do. Didn't I tell you there are about 25,000 different kinds of bees to love? I won't go and name them all for you, but there's all kinds. Real quick, we have the mining bee, the squash bee, the southeastern blueberry bee, the eastern carpenter bee, leaf cutter bee, European honeybee, yellow-faced bee, wood carder bee, sweat bee, common bumblebee, horn-faced bee, a cellophane bee, a metallic green bee, and the cuckoo bee. Maybe there's 24,000 some odd more to add, but we won't do that right now. And then I told you all about the 3 types of honeybees. The queen bee, of course, and then she has her little workers that are called drones. Yes, and then the other workers. So all in the hive, they're all working for the queen. Yay! Get away from me. Blow gently on bees to make them scatter. So don't swat, just blow on them to make them scatter. Whew, thanks. Like I was saying, I don't like bees. But why? Mostly because of their stingers and attached venom sacs, which are the cause of the painful bee stings. And that part you told me about last week, right? Last Sunday, Edgar, brave tear, Superman bee with his stinger got him. But that was just one bee. One bee could hurt. Couldn't you still give bees a chance? Can we? Maybe I just need to remind you how weird and cool a honeybee's anatomy is. They have 5 eyes, 3 tiny, simple, one-lens eyes called ocelli, 2 large compound eyes with thousands of lenses, 2 stomachs, honey stomach or crop for turning nectar into honey, bee stomach for digesting nectar, 4 wings, locked together for flying, then they come apart for easy storage. 6 legs, complete with pollen basket, an area on the hind legs that can store almost 1 million grains of pollen. And then the stinger on their bottom is, ouch. That's what gets us, is the stinger. Maybe you just need some time to get to know them, know bees. How about 1 million years? You know, bees lived with the dinosaurs. Scientists have found bee fossils from millions of years ago. And even ancient Egyptians kept bees. That I did know. And in fact, honey from bees was found in Egyptian tombs. Ooh, and it was still edible. Wow. Perfect. Maybe you just need some honey. Bees make honey. Why are you telling me all this stuff? So you'll give bees a chance. Once you learn how great they are, you're bound to fall in love with them. Check out how honey is made. A bee gathers nectar from flowers. Nectar goes into a special honey stomach called a crop. Contents of the crop are spit up in a new bee's mouth. The new bee breaks down the sugars of the nectars within her own crop, her own stomach. This processed nectar is passed along to several more bees, who each break the nectar down in their crops, their stomachs, until it becomes honey. Then the honey gets barfed up into a honeycomb cell and fanned by the wings of the bees to evaporate the moisture. Lastly, it's sealed with beeswax to keep it safe until it's eaten. Did you say barf? So a bee barfs up. Okay, I'm learning. Just 1 pound of honey takes 2 million flowers and thousands of bees to create. Too many bees. Blow gently on them to scatter. Yes, it looks like I haven't convinced you yet to give bees a chance. Nope, because they're all gonna sting me. Oh well, bees do sting sometimes, but not because they're mean. Stinger stories, bees only sting to defend themselves or to avoid getting squished or smashed. In fact, many bees lose their stingers after attacking, which is sort of like your hand disappearing if you pinch your sister. Interesting, right? So also, wait, what are you wearing? Bee armor. That's not going to work. It was designed for dragons. I think it can handle bees. Well, there is a kind of armor that beekeepers wear, but it looks quite a bit different. It allows them to collect honey and beeswax without getting stung by startled bees. If you see the beekeeper, he has a white color, puts bees at ease, the color white. Hive boxes with removable frames for the bees to build their honeycombs in, and a veil to protect eyes and neck, and suit 4 gloves and cover the skin. Beehive framed filled with the honeycomb. See, and they put that into the box for the honey, for the bees to deposit their honey. You know, I love honey, but I'd be willing to give it up forever to never see a bee again. What? But giving up bees means giving up so much more than just honey. Some scientists say bees are responsible for 1/3 of all the fruits and vegetables we eat. Bees have a big impact on the food chain. You see, in order for plants to grow fruits and vegetables, they need the right ingredients. Sun, water, pollen, a major ingredient they need is pollen. But since flowers can't move, they can't always get pollen from each other. I want to make a strawberry. Throw me some pollen. I don't have arms, the flower said. That's where bees fly in. A bee's fuzzy body catches the pollen from the flowers. Pollen falls into the next flower the bee visits. They act as a pollen delivery service, helping give flowers the ingredients they need. A single bee can visit over 1,000 flowers a day, making bee pollination powers unparalleled, which means without bees, there'd be a lot less yummy stuff to eat. Can't have that. Gotta have that yummy stuff to eat. Gotta have those bees. And bees are disappearing in large numbers. Yes, Messing, bees actually need our help. Okay, I take it back. I don't want bees gone. I even sort of want to help them, as long as they don't sting me. Planting bee-friendly flowers is a great way to help the bee population. I love flowers. Won't that just attract more bees? Hopefully, yes. But just approach a bee like you would a dog you don't know. Don't get too close and don't try to touch it unless you're a flower. It should lose interest and fly away. And if people like you give bees a chance, they might just have, well, a chance to make the world a sweeter place. Yes. Now, have I told you how much I love bears? The end of, and the beginning of, Give Bees a Chance. Thanks for buzzing on in. I hope that I learned some things about bees. And I start by planting flowers. I just planted some today, in fact. So hopefully that will help the bees, because I want the yummy food that they help create. Okay? So thank you for joining, and I hope you have a great week ahead. And remember, what do? We sprinkle that kindness. Thank you, guys. Bye.